Yeah? Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I turned it on because you were like staring at the camera.
Okay, it's not focusing on mine.
You did turn it on.
You want to stare?
Actually, you turned it on.
All right, there we go.
Oh. Hi. Oh.
Okay.
What y'all want to talk about?
Well, I've actually gotten a few people texting me things because they're filming panels right now and can't be here. They're not that lucky.
Awesome.
One of them asked, will you be in Borderlands 3?
I will audition for it. I hope to. I'm lucky enough to have been in the 3 that are out so far. I hope. I wish I had any control over that. I'll try. Hopefully one of my guys will come back. I think Nakayama's pretty dead at this point, so. Hi, yeah.
So what was your experience doing the ADR directing for Black Butler, Book of Circus, and Book of Murder, especially with that part where there's that big twist in Book of Murder?
Yeah, let's see how do we navigate this spoiler free. Book of Circus and Book of Murder was fantastic. I don't direct really anymore because I've worked for 12 years to be an actor, and there's a piece of me that's like, I should focus on that, because when I direct, that's what I do. Like day and night, I'm psychotically passionate about directing Black Butler, so it is my life. So I don't direct too many things unless it's something I really love. And they contacted me and asked me, will you do this? I lost my mind. I called up Chris Abbott. I said, can I do it at your studio? And then I got to, they said I could cast out of LA if I wanted to. And I got to bring in people that I've always wanted to work with. I got to bring in really good friends of mine, Michael Center Nicholas, who's here this weekend, Tia Ballard, Matt Mercer does an amazing job. Taliesin Jaffe blows it out of the water in Book of Murder, and with the twist, which I'm going to be nice and vague about. Do I have to do that to every camera now? Okay. With the twist, basically we didn't want the audience to know who voice acted a certain character. And so what we did is we spent a lot of time discussing with the actor or actress, I don't know, maybe, what is said, what are the things that are the hallmarks of their voice? What is one of those things that you hear it and you go like, that's this person. And then we made sure that they did none of that, completely crafted a new voice that they've never used. And it is a true source of pride and joy for us that, like, if we meet people who didn't know that that was the person playing that character, it's the best thing in the world. Like, utter joy hearing that. And we heard a few people in the autograph line said, I had no idea, and I'd slap Tatum and be like, yeah, they didn't know, and he'd get all, oh wow, that just gave it away. I spent like 5 minutes trying not to spoil it.
If you'd like, we can cut that.
Good job. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just beep it. Just be like, and I talk to Beep. And they'll be like, he mouthed Beep. Anyway, next question. Thank you.
I heard, I was talking to Chris Rager earlier,
Mr. Rager, yeah.
and he was like saying that there's something going on with an old show he used to be on called Dragons.
Dragon.
Sound familiar? Something like
Dragon
that.
Stick.
Yes, yeah, stickball.
Stickball, something
Dragon
like that, yeah.
Stickball.
We got
something
Stickball
Super Stickball.
Super Stickball. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Any word on that?
I am so excited. We get to announce today that we are doing Dragonball Super, and I am is the show that is the first anime I watched. Huge fan. Had all the figures. Watched it with my brother. It was our like bonding thing that with your little brother, and it's always been a dream. And it was one of those things where since it was over, I got there's always that piece of you that's like, well, I'm never gonna be in Dragon Ball. It's okay. I mean, I always wanted to fight Goku, but it's cool. And they put me in a couple movies, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I was in a movie, but I don't get to fight Goku. And then the second one, I get to fight Goku, and I'm like, it's okay. It's just the movies. They're never gonna see Whis again. There's gonna be a lot of Whis in Dragon Ball Super. That's me, and I can't tell you how happy I am. It's one of those weird things that I feel like since we made the announcement today, my life changes today, and so it's a really special day for me. I'm very happy, and the fact I got to be the first Dragon Ball person had opening, and so I got to announce it here. And then everybody backstage is like, "Ah, you jerk!" And I'm like, "Ah, yay!" And
Yeah, I'm a
I've been
jerk.
holding it in. Yes, dude, I get to be it. And I told Rager and Monica's like, "Yeah, man, it was really cool." I said, "You've been in this. This is a life dream for me." And he's like, "Oh, I get it. That's my Chris Rager impression. It's not very good.
That's pretty good.
Thank you. No, it's half the time I just do like kind of country Hercule. I just kind of do like I'm the champ. Hi, Chris. Anyway, next question. Yeah, Dragon Ball Super. It's going to be amazing. It's Dragon Ball Super. Go watch it. I mean, who isn't going to watch it? It's going to be amazing. And Whis is the best ever because I love Whis. And I'm one of like 2 people. They used to call them Chuck Huber sessions. It's a person who can go and do Dragon Ball Z and not blow out their voice because we don't yell. Everybody else, they're like, okay, you're doing a Dragon Ball session. We're going to limit it to only a couple hours, and then we're not going to book you for 2 days. And I'm like, book me for an hour afterwards. I'm fine. This is as loud as I get. So I'm very.
Yeah, I heard that Trunks passed out in the booth.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, like actual Dragon Ball screaming, and the closest I've done to that was all the Toriko stuff, and then like the Dragon Ball games that I've done. It's painful. It's just about because it's screaming, and Sabat, who's directing most of them, is really nice because he's been through it as Vegeta, so he is being super nice and super careful. But as a guy who grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, you kind of feel like you got to man up if Vegeta's telling you to scream. So you're like, I can do it. It's just, you can do it. I can do it, and then you blow out your voice and you're like, yeah, that was great, Dragon Ball. Blood. Next question.
So I just got done with the Joel McDonald panel.
Ah, I love
and he was giving us do's and don'ts to voice acting.
He's very good at that.
From your own personal experience, what is a mistake that you see a lot of people making, or one that you might have done yourself?
Oh, I've made all of them. Like really, I've done this for so long, and I didn't get really roles until like 5-6 years in because I was doing everything wrong. Really something that I pass on is just so much of being in this industry and getting to work again. Being an actor is getting the next job. It's great that you get whatever thing and go and be very good at it, but all of it is towards you need to get your next job because it's very fleeting and the money isn't huge. So and I know how like just basic this sounds, but being a decent human being and just not being a competitive jerk. So many people get into the industry because they want to be the biggest and the best, and they want to go to cons and be the big man, big star. And we're making cartoons. It's a lot of fun, and technically we're the secondary audio option on somebody else's product. So don't get a little out. That is the best advice. Make friends. Be a genuine human. Don't try to game the system or like try to beat out somebody or stuff like that. I have seen people with nowhere near the talent of other people go way farther because they were just decent human beings. And I know that sounds so like whatever, but you hear that sentence like, I'm not here to make friends. Well, then you're not going to make any, and it's not going to go all that well. So just being a pleasant person to work with is a big part of that. And then as a director, I learned, as an actor, it's not about you. As much as people are like, no, you make people know that is your part and this is your show. It's not about you. You are one stitch in a tapestry. And so when you know that, you can attack it as not like, what does this mean for me and how do I look in this scene? It's more about, what do I contribute to this moment? How am I supposed to make the audience feel? And when you're able to take yourself back out of that, you're able to emotionally invest yourself differently and not be egotistical. And that doesn't work out in the end. And really, and I say some of this because there are people coming up that really are in it for the cons and enjoy doing the work. It's a great job. And if you ever get the opportunity to direct, you take it. It's beautiful. Negative, but oh, that and steal from everybody. Like rip them off just horribly. I have no original bone in my body. Just
Joel
like
made that a very good point.
Dude, like, so much of what I've done is, I mean, yeah, and you have your own tricks, but like, everything in this world by this point is derivative. Be okay with that. Be inspired by as many people as you can. Watch the medium that you're doing. I've directed people who have won like Best Actress in Dallas and spent 30 minutes trying to get a because they don't watch anime and have no idea how open mouth reacts work, because only in anime do you ever see that's an anime thing. It's not in American cartoons. So unless you watch anime, you're gonna go, do what? I had another actor who is now leads in a bunch of stuff. The first time I had him in, go, you mean do like, I'm like, yeah, bro, do that. That's what it is. Know the medium that you're doing. You can't be great at something if you don't love it and know it. It'd be like somebody who's never read a comic book for the first time going, I can write one of those. How do these squares work? Like, that's a positive one.
Speaking on the level of inspiration and stealing, if you will, who have you stolen from, or
everybody.
who has inspired you?
Everybody here. If Michael Tatum, I rip off constantly. Jason Douglas, I rip off constantly. Patrick Warburton, I rip off all the time. I take little things here and there from people. Monica, for instance, Monica Rial. When we were doing Black Butler 1, there was a moment where she's just running across a field, like she's like, almost done. And in Japanese, they're just like, "Konnichiwa," and just running. But in the dub, she's and just added little things like that. And I go, oh, you can do that. Oh, and then from then on, I add those kind of things, and so I stole that from her. Sonny Strait, his Usopp blows my mind all the time, and so I took from him the but then say I'm doing that as Brooke, it's I'm doing exactly what Sonny did in my voice, and you can't really tell, and I've told him, and he's like, good, do it, I'm gonna steal from you, and I'm like, good, I'm honored. Yeah, I've gone back and started rewatching a bunch of Simpsons because I'm re-binging Simpsons for whatever reason. There's so much of what I do that is ripped off of Simpsons and South Park, it's not even funny. My reacts, I've figured out, are very based on South Park. Like if Cartman falls on his face, I'll go, "Brah!" So I add bees, because that's funny. You laugh, bees are funny. I learned that because South Park. Stuff like that.
You're binging The Simpsons. That's a dangerous game. Why don't you go with One Piece instead?
Which one is longer at this point?
I mean, One Piece and Simpsons, they're both still running. I think
Simpsons
is longer.
on the FX Now app, you can go to this area called Simpsons World and just play random episode, and it's one from their entire catalog. They have the entire catalog, so it's one of those like I get home from like a really long day of work, take my food, put it on the tray, crack a beer, random episode of Simpsons, play with my dog, and just like. And I realize like how many I'm like, that's why every time I whisper, I do this. It's because Homer does the, hey, he's talking to you. It's the same thing, but I love it, and so I do. So everyone and everything, because it's your own voice, so it's not technically stealing, but it's steal from me,
We
please.
won't tell FX that you are stealing from The Simpsons. 'Cause
I'm
no one's
paying for my Simpsons, but Mr. Castnet, Mr. Azaria, thank you for years and years of everything. I steal from you all the time. Thank you, Hank Azaria. You are a god. Next question. No?
What are you tired of people asking you?
What do I get tired of people asking me? I don't know. I don't really have anything that I get tired of being asked. Weird. I can't know. And like honestly, I can't think of anything that's. Oh. Okay, I'll say this because nobody's done this in this interview. Do you remember the old Chris Farley interviewing sketch back in the day where he was like interviewing Paul McCartney? He was like, okay, what's it like being in the Beatles? That's awesome. What was it like being in Wings? That's awesome. Sometimes you have interviews that are like that. What's it like being in Dragon Ball? Oh, cool. What's it like being in this? Cool. And you're like, it's.
Am I doing okay? Yeah, you're doing fine.
You're doing good. That is the closest thing, because my answer is it was all fun. I've had maybe one or two roles that I was like, I hate this guy. I hate this guy. Do I have to? Oh, I hate him. But that's because they were bad people. Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna think about that.
So don't be an annoying interviewer.
Of course.
Who's it like being a Dragonball Super?
A joy. That one I'll answer all day long. Just ask me that Space Dandy all day long. I'll be like, it's the greatest thing ever.
What's your favorite something?
Oh, see, well, no, what's your favorites? It depends on what it is. What's your favorite episode kind of thing? If you're in a long-running thing, it's kind of hard to do. But, like, if somebody was like, what's your favorite cheese? In an interview, I'd be like, I love you. I don't know. Give me a good still.
I was about to ask what your favorite pizza toppings were.
Okay, great. This last year, I had this, like, it was like an Alfredo-style pizza with provolone and Philly meat on top of it. It's like this cheesy, meaty pizza. Past that, growing up, it was sausage and green olives.
With that banner, the more you know.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Simpsons character?
Homer. It's got to be. Growing up, of course, you identify with Bart. But then I did have that weird moment like a year or two ago watching The Simpsons going, I only identify with Homer at this point because I'm closer to him in age. Oh, God. It's another thing. I've ripped off his giggle in so many things. I love The Simpsons. I've had to explain to so many 20-year-olds that The Simpsons was a raunchy show back in the day. Do you remember that? Remember when people wouldn't let their kids watch The Simpsons? You tell that to a 20-year-old, they're like, really? The Simpsons? You're like, yeah. It was like banned at my school.
It was banned at my elementary school.
Yeah, if you drew South Park on your binder, it was confiscated back in the day. But, I mean, South Park still to this day.
South Park's pretty, yeah.
Oh, remember
Still
South
pretty
Park? I remember South Park.
Yeah, I think Married with Children really broke that banner.
Yeah, Married with Children did break down a lot of walls. And Simpsons in and of itself, I mean, it completely changed the genre. And then Family Guy was like, we're going to do these cutaways and make things not have continuity and make sense. And then everybody else is like, oh, crap, we're going to do that too. So even The Simpsons changed at that point. There was a season. What's up?
Have you had, as fans have come to you at cons and stuff like that, they've had probably fanboy moments where they geek out and see you. Have you had a fanboy moment at a con?
Oh, tons. Oh, dude, there's a video out there of me meeting Matt Mercer for the first time, and like, I love that dude. He's one of my best friends, and like, in the video I found out, I was like, you were Iron Man? No way! And there's video out there of me doing this for a lot of people. When I met Stan Lee, I shook like a 10-year-old, just like, and there's a picture of me on my Twitter, just the dorkiest smile. Like, you want to see what an actual joyful smile for me is? Yeah, Stan Lee, I lost my crap. Around celebrity chefs, I get like, weirdly, like I had a dinner with Mori at Masaharu Emomoto's place, and he was at a table like one over, and the entire time I'm just staring at him like while eating his food, just like making like eye contact with the back of his, just staring at the back of his head, being like, you are an artisan, you are a rock star. No, I get that all the time, and I get to meet really, really, really cool people, and like now they're my friends, like Michael Sinterniklaas. I love Venture Brothers, and now he's my friend. Yeah. I think we got time. You said one more, or?
Do one more.
Is there any update on the new Space Dandy?
My new Space Dandy, don't do that to me. No, there's no more Space Dandy because that's what he does. He makes his perfect 26, was it, episodes, and then backs off. My biggest hope, and I know about as much as you do, is I heard an internet rumor that he may, and this is again, internet rumor, I know nothing officially, I heard that he may do a movie one day. But I heard that years ago when we were doing it. And that would make sense. They did it for Bebop, and I would kill for that, man. I love being Dandy in it, and I really miss him. And yeah, nothing else. Dragonball Super, watch it. It's gonna be great.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. No. I didn't offer you anything insightful. What's your advice?